Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the new moon solar eclipse that is happening in Aries on April 8th. We are going to jump right in here and we are going to see what is going on for you during this eclipse. You start off with this regeneration and mending card, so clearly could be doing a lot of healing, which, that looks good. I didn't really expect that for you, Pisces. Again, this eclipse is happening in your second house, and also Mercury is going retrograde there as well, and will be retrograde during the eclipse. So that's kind of interesting, and, it's kind of happening in the same part of the sky. So, I just really wasn't sure how things were going to kind of like turn out for you here, or Pisces, sorry. And, it looks pretty good, but you could be doing like a lot of healing or undergoing some sort of healing. You could also be doing things to improve your situation is kind of what I'm getting here. You start with this Hierophant here. And the Hierophant kind of represents learning or educating yourself, or at least that's what I feel that you could be doing, is that you are kind of like learning or educating yourself or learning new things. I feel like you could be getting a lot of downloads as well. You have this card, you have this Oracle's Gift card and the Awakening Genius card as well. So, you literally could be downloading like information from God or heaven or the universe, whatever you believe in. And I feel like this information, I feel this reading is saying kind of like go on the adventure. You have the Knight of Wands in the same area, so right here, and this could basically say that you're getting downloads that you need to take action on during this eclipse. So this could be a very powerful eclipse for you for sure. I also do feel that there could be blessings coming in for you. He's making a symbol with his hand right here, and there could be blessings. I kind of get this feeling of maybe blessings coming in like after a difficult period of time, or I kind of get this feeling of something saving the day for you, Pisces. So if you're worried about anything like money or, will you have money or whatever, there could be money coming in or blessings. Your crossing energy is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. So I definitely feel that, for a while now, Pisces, it's been time for you to kind of release something from the past. The Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning, and I feel like embracing passion or, kind of more following your heart and also embracing your creativity is what needs to happen here in this reading. We go Page of Wands, Knight of Wands to the World. The Page of Wands is showing up in the area of your thoughts, and so it's like you're thinking of something, you're thinking of doing something, or you're thinking about taking action on something with this Page of Wands energy. He wants to be enthusiastic, he wants to be fearless and bold, he really wants to go on an adventure, but I kind of feel that some of you have to do it. I almost get like a little bit of a holding back energy, so I feel like it's time for you to release in a good way. It's time for you to show the world what you're made of, as I always say to you. But I think that this is kind of encouraging you to follow your thoughts. Maybe you're thinking that your thoughts aren't going to be successful or something, but I feel like you need to follow your thoughts. You have this Hangman, which is you're showing up in your area of your foundation. It's kind of funny to me that you show up in the area of your foundation here, just because I think that all of your support is going to come from you. You only, it's kind of like Pisces can only save themselves right now. And, that does not mean that there won't be people who can help you or anything like that. But it's kind of interesting that you're coming up in the foundation, because that basically says that you are your own foundation, or, it's kind of like the foundation that you've already created is going to be the thing that you build off of. And that's kind of how I see this for you. In the past, you have the Empress. The Empress can represent like a lot of abundance and success. You also have this Rabbit card that says now is a lucky time, and you have this Cow Spirit that says the miracles are endless. This actually looks pretty good. Even though it's coming up in the past, you could really be receiving some miracles or blessings. I also feel this could be saying with these cards here that the miracles are endless, or that you are receiving kind of like good karma. You have that card that says now is a lucky time. And so I feel for some of you that there could be like karmic rewards or successes coming in for you. And again, I think people like just make the mistake of looking at Mercury retrograde as a bad thing. But, again, Mercury retrograde can bring things back from the past, including positive karma, or including rewards that you are owed for whatever you've been through in your life. So, definitely not too bad. for you here, Pisces. I think that there could be a lot of just good things coming in for you with this energy, a lot of blessings. I mean, it is interesting, Venus is going to be in Aries as well, and I don't know. If you have anything in Aries, I would say that, like I'm talking about like if your natal chart, and obviously you're gonna have to look up your own chart, but if your natal chart has anything in Aries, that eclipse plus, Venus there, that could really be triggering a lot of blessings. I mean, Aries is your second house. So, second house can be earned income. It can be material goods, like the things that you that you consider, fancy or nice or whatever is what I'm trying to spit out here. And this is like Taurus right here, which is like fanciness. So definitely could be some miracles here. I don't think it's necessarily going to be easy, but, the miracles are there. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands kind of says that you're going to be getting on the horse. I feel like you are going to be going on some sort of adventure. I feel like you need to understand that something you're starting, it's going to start as one thing and it's going to finish as something else. So, it's like I don't think you can. This card is almost saying to me that you can't just skip forward to the finish line. It's like there's a journey to go on here. So if you're starting something new, or if you're getting involved with a new person, or whatever the case may be, I feel like this is saying that there's a journey that you have to go on and you can't make it perfect right now. So just take the risk or go on the adventure. You have this Oracle's gift card and Awakening Genius card. I'm telling you right now, any sudden flashes of insight, any random new ideas or plans or whatever that you have going on here, anything you have popping into your head, I would be writing it down. I would be paying attention to it. I really feel that you could be downloading some like critical information from the universe, and it's going to be very not only helpful for you, but probably for the world. You have the world showing up here. And again, I always say that Pisces are probably the ones that are going to change the world moving forward, because it's like, Pisces over the past, since like 2012 has been through what everybody's about to go through. So it's like everybody's going to be looking to Pisces for, guidance and help, whether you realize it or not. Just by you existing, people are going to start using Pisces as the example. So it's like, obviously you want to be a good example. And what I would say here is that kind of like downloading those ideas and writing them down, whatever they are, and executing them or sharing them with the world or whatever is going to be the thing that is going to make you abundant. That is going to be the thing that brings these endless miracles into your life, right? So that's what I feel like your job is. You have the world over the next few months. Amazing. I feel like you are taking your place in the world. It makes sense. Even astrologically, it would make sense that, from May onward, that this is the time frame that you are going to be taking your place in the world or standing out in the world. I've talked about it with you endlessly, speaking of endless miracles, but it always comes up in your readings. So, I have to talk about it. I also feel that some of you could be traveling, or you could be moving around a lot. You have the Knight of Wands in the world, so there might be like more travel, or there might be like new travel opportunities available to you, things like that. And I would take them. The world is a card of achievements. I think you're going to be achieving a lot more than you think as well over the next few months. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles can represent breadcrumbing, but I think that this is more saying that you really need to make sure that you are getting something out of your relationships. I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before, Pisces, but I think that a problem that Pisces could have over the next few years is that there are people who are going to want to be on your team, but they really bring nothing to the table. And I'm not just talking about love here. I'm talking about like in business and work and things like that. And it doesn't mean that you can't help those people, but number one, are you really helping someone if they bring nothing to the table and you just kind of help lift them up? The answer is really no. Number one. Number two, it's kind of like you have to get something out of things as well. I think gone are the days where we can just give and give and give and then get something from the universe. The universe wants balance. This is about balance. So it's like if you're giving to something, yes, you also need to receive something back from what you are giving. That's how the energy works, right? Whether you like it or not. And, again, I kind of feel like this is saying that you need to make sure that everyone you're working with, teaming up with and everything, you need to make sure that it's reciprocal and that there's equal give and take so that the energy is balanced. And, that's what I would do here with the Six of Pentacles. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is like good news, feeling fresh. Sometimes I just feel that the Page of Pentacles is about like fresh new energy, fresh new feelings, fresh new kind of just like a fresh new beginning, and that definitely seems to be popping up here for you. I also do feel that there could be like new love on the horizon for you. So for those of you that want love, definitely could be a strong connection. Again, we're going to clarify this in just a second, and we will see what also comes up. But I do feel that there could be a new connection coming in for you. For your outcome, you have the Five of Wands, which is pretty interesting. Five of Wands can be conflict or competition, but I always say that these people, they're using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. So it's really a card of like learning how to fight or learning how to deal with conflict and competition. So I really just feel that you could be doing a lot of learning. I don't feel like this is, that big of a deal, really, this Five of Wands. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but I do feel that some of you have kind of like dealt with conflict and competition, but maybe you're standing out above it. You also end with this temptation card and this Three of Swords. The temptation card is kind of like saying that there could be some sort of temptations that pop back up, and I definitely see this for you, Pisces. So I would be careful of any temptations, past people, past situations, past toxic habits and things like that. The Three of Swords could be heartbreak, but I kind of feel like you are maybe forgiving a heartbreak. And again, I would be careful of like the temptation of a past person with this energy. So, I would just be careful of that just in general. But Mercury retrograde, it's an eclipse, weird stuff can happen. So let's see. With the Hierophant and the Page of Wands, you have the King of Wands. I kind of feel like you are embracing the energy of the King of Wands. He is like very determined to accomplish something. He also represents foresight as well. He is an innovator, the King of Wands, for sure. And I feel you are very innovative at this time. I feel you have innovative ideas. I also feel like you need to realize that it's kind of like there are two sets of rules that pop into my head. I feel like there's like old world rules and new world rules. And it's like if you're trying to be successful based off those old world rules, you're going to have a really hard time. I don't really have any good examples, but it's like, I work with a lot of people on YouTube, and like so many times I'll hear people that are like, I want to talk about, cats and pickles on my channel, but those are two different ideas. I'm like, yeah, they are, but it's like on YouTube, you can really just talk about whatever the hell you want. And, if people like you, they're going to like you and they're going to watch your channel, right? And so it's like, that's what I mean. It's like the old world rules are you can only talk about one thing. The new world rules are that you can talk about whatever the hell you want. And so I feel like you need to realize that, like, if you're bumping up against obstacles, especially for those of you that are like wanting to create something that will bring success into your life, like whether it's a business, a career, or whatever, I feel like you need to realize that, again, what the thing that could be holding you back kind of is thinking like, oh, I have to follow this rule that doesn't really exist. So, don't be afraid to break the rules with that King of Wands. With the Page of Wands, you have the Four of Wands. Could be a fire sign coming in for you as well. Like you could be meeting a person and you could be saying to yourself like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this person. Four of Wands, of course, can be marriage. Four of Wands, also a card of freedom. It's almost like there's something waiting for you. There's something waiting for you to set yourself free. This right here is like a finish line. These people are celebrating on the other side of this portal. I feel like, again, some of you Pisces, it's actually a very good reading, better than I thought it was going to be. But what I would say is it's like you're holding on to an old thing and there's like a new thing for you to do and that you're thinking about, whether it's a new relationship or a new business or a new daily routine or whatever it is for you, doesn't matter. But I feel like this is really encouraging you to kind of like step through that portal. You even go down to another portal card right here, which is the World. So there you go. With the Hangman, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups can represent having been disappointed in the past. But, the thing about the Four of Cups is this might not be a disappointment. This is something new being offered to you. So I feel like there are new offers, new opportunities coming in for you, and you no longer have to be disappointed. With the Empress here, you have the Six of Wands. I'm telling you right now, I feel there's a lot of attention coming in for you. Six of Wands is a card of achievements as well. And so you have the World and this card, definitely major achievements coming in for you. But I also feel that you are maybe being recognized for your hard work or for who you really are. I feel like there's a lot of attention coming in for you with this Six of Wands. I feel that you are kind of like having a lot of wins as well, or you will be soon. So, I would keep stacking those wins is what I would say. And make sure to take time to heal. Yes, with the Knight of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Big opportunities coming in for you. Definitely improvements in your finances. I feel just energetically, I feel that you are worried about money. I don't actually see it here in the reading. It's more just intuitive for me here because it actually looks pretty good, right? But what I would say is I do feel like some of you are maybe a little bit too worried about your finances. And it's like once you let those fears go, then I think you'll be more successful. I also think the universe is asking you to work on something new. And even this does not mean, I always like to remind people, number one, you should be taking tarot with a grain of salt, right? I'm just some dude on the internet. These are pieces of paper with pictures on them. Take it with a grain of salt. Number one. Number two, what I would say is that sometimes, like, this doesn't mean you have to, like, quit your job or stop your business. It could just, like, the something new could be you developing a new skill in the career you have already. It's like when you develop your skills, you become more successful. That leads to a lot more success, and, so on and so forth. So, this could just be something that you're learning, a new journey that you're going on. Again, you're awakening to some sort of genius here. I really do feel that there is going to be like a moment, and you might have already had it, by the way. I'm doing this video on March 29th, right? So this will be out on March 30th, and you might have this moment in March, even before the eclipse, where you kind of like awaken to genius, or you have this sudden moment of insight or sudden flash of insight, and I think that could be happening for you here as well. Now, with the world, you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about following your intuition. It is also you, and I literally said that you will be standing out in the world. So, again, I'm telling you right now, I think my good buddy Christopher Witecki always says that Pisces are going to be changing the most over the next, like, several years, or even just this year. So I really feel that you are going to be standing out big time with this High Priestess energy. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands about taking the lead. I feel that you need to change up your connections. The Two of Wands is about being in a comfort zone. So if you're always surrounded by the same people, it doesn't mean you have to leave those people or get rid of them, but it might just say maybe you need to add a little flavor. Maybe you need a wild card to the bunch. Maybe everybody is a little bit too whatever, pedestrian or something. I don't know. But, again, I feel like some of you need to go find your tribe. He needs to leave the castle that he's standing on top of. And so basically he needs to leave his community. His village is right down here, but he has the whole world in his hands. So it doesn't say you have to necessarily cut people out of your life, but it does say, there's a whole wide world. You never know, like, who and what you might discover, what new connections, or maybe you're just meeting new people you surround yourself with that help you grow more, or, whatever the case may be. So, that's what I would do there. Now, with the Page of Pentacles, you have the the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. I would open up here. Again, if you're meeting a new person, I wouldn't be too closed off here, Pisces. I kind of get this feeling of being a little bit too closed off. And, this could be a really good person. And I always say, like, make sure that you're not punishing a new person for a past person's mistakes. That's really not fair. And what I would say here is that, again, I kind of get that feeling of someone wanting to communicate with you or communicating with you, but they also might get nervous if you don't, like, communicate back, or if you take too much time and, all that other stuff. And so I kind of feel like communication is going to be important for you. But I also do feel that, Seven of Wands is my card of conviction. It says when you know that something is going to be successful, that's when it's truly going to be successful. So, I do think, here's my thing about being a Pisces is, as a Pisces, I can say that I think Pisces sometimes, almost needs to have, like, the complete solid vision before they can launch something, so it's like if they come up with a business idea, I think Pisces really needs to really see it from all angles before they can make it happen. But again, Pisces can be more successful than anyone else. Pisces dominates the list of millionaires and billionaires every single year. It, like, switches between Libra and Pisces every single year. So, the list of billionaires in the world, in millionaires. And so, I think Pisces can be very, very successful, but, again, sometimes we get into that analysis paralysis mode, and I feel this is saying that, you just need to believe that it's going to be successful no matter what. With the Five of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice, and Seven of Cups says you need to find out. Seven of Cups, he's thinking of all the good things and bad things that could happen if he did something, but he needs to stop, like, just dreaming about it, and he needs to do it. He needs to kind of, like, make it happen. And so that's what I feel for you, Pisces. I feel like you need to kind of, like, make something happen with that Seven of Cups. Let's see. We're going to pull 5 themes here. You have this bluff card. I feel like there is either a person or people that think you're calling their bluff or something. I feel like it doesn't matter how much evidence you put out there, someone is never going to believe that you are who you say you are. Damn, Pisces. That came out of nowhere. And, yeah, I don't know. So what? F them. as I say, right? Again, I think that there's a person who will never believe that you are who you are. This could be a past person. This doesn't even have to be love. It could be like a parent or something like that. But I think no matter what, this person is going to refuse to see it. So stop trying to prove yourself, right? You have this Saturn in Pisces, it says loss on it. We have Saturn in Pisces right now. Again, I kind of feel like this card is saying that something is dead, done, over with, and it's time to move forward. Four Wands to that World card. I don't really feel it's a bad message, but I do feel like there's something that maybe you don't want to let go of, or that's hard to let go of, right? Yeah, you have this Riches card. Yes, money looks amazing for you. I really feel, and again, I want to stress, if you're doing exactly the same thing that you've been doing for the past 3 years, you are not going to make more money. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this, but it's like tarot isn't magic. Nothing can happen for you. You have to put the work in. So if you're doing something new, if you're working on new projects, awakening this genius, whatever it is, then you will be successful. If you are learning a new skill, then you'll make more money. But it requires you to do something. Sorry if no one's ever told you that before, but I would do something here. There's clearly the abundance is available to you. You have this Quarrel card. I would be careful of a past person with that Temptation card, this Bluff card as well. It's like I get this feeling of a person who just wants to cause drama, who wants to cause a problem. So I would just ignore it or avoid it at all costs. You have this Convention card. The one thing keeping everybody stuck right now is Convention. Convention just represents the way things have always been done. And I would say that we're in a time of innovation. So, I like to follow the 80-20 rule, but it's not even just the 80-20 rule, as most people know it. I follow the 80-20 rule of like 80% of the time, I do exactly what works with everything I do. 20% of the time, I experiment, I try new things. And, I kind of feel like that's the secret with this Convention card. But this looks pretty good here, Pisces. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.